When you think about a unit that has first pick potential in World Arena, you think about a unit that does one of a few different things. Number one is it has preferably a strong leader skill, either speed or HP. Number two is it has the potential to pivot into different strategies. Like, for example, if you want to go fast control, fast cleave, you can do that. If you want to go turn two more of a bruiser route, you can do that as well. And number three is it's nice to not really telegraph too much of what you're doing, what you're picking, what you're planning to use to your opponent, and maybe even first pick something that throws them off and gets them confused right from the beginning. So this is a unit that I think she's a little bit underrated. Not really too many people picking her. If we're talking about G3 level, guys, she's probably not going to be that strong in G3. There's so many people with so many different counters to that, but I think she is a pretty decent unit that may be a little bit underrated, maybe a little bit underutilized, that I've been first picking and actually has been doing fairly well first I have to find her, is Beth the Water Hell Lady. So I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, absolutely crazy, but this is kind of similar in strategy to like first pick Karnal. The only thing, like the biggest downside to her is you have to be prepared for your opponent to very aggressively pick Diana. Like if you pick Beth first, you know that they're going to pick Diana for sure. For absolute sure. So, one of the nice things about Beth, just like Karnal, is she has a 44% HP leader skill. So you can go, and she is more of an aggressive attack type unit just in general. So you can go aggressive and attack, but you also have the opportunity to build her as a bruiser, like speed, crit damage, HP, for example. And then she's going to do extra damage anyway. We'll discuss her skills in a second, but she also has that HP leader skill like the Karnal has. She has multi-hits too. You guys like multi-hits for the artifact. She's got AoE defense break. She's got destroy HP. She's got heal block. She's got a lot of stuff that you actually, like, for example, if you're going up, she can be used as a bruiser, right? As we mentioned, can be built a little bit on the tankier side. But if you're going for more aggressive, your opponents can be picking very tanky things. And the heal blocks, the destroy HP is actually going to come in pretty handy if the match goes on for a few rounds. So, again, she's got the HP leader skill. First skill is really nothing too crazy. The wound is just the continuous damage is nothing. Third skill, let's go over the third skill first. Attacks all enemies 2 times to decrease the defense and disturbs HP recovery for 2 turns with each attack. Additionally, destroys enemies max HP by the amount of damage inflicted by the second attack. So this is really nice against things like Molong, against things like Molly, HP tanky units, right? And then we have this Gouge, performs a ruthless charge, attacking all enemies 3 times. So we see 2 hits here, we see 3 hits here, and then she's got a defense break too. 3 hits, good with artifacts, good with additional damage artifacts. Each attack has a 35% chance to inflict continuous damage for 1 turn, and the skill will deal 50% increased damage to enemies under continuous damage effects. She's kind of like a budget Asima. Well, she's kind of like an Asima that you play a little bit differently, right? Because we still have the Gouge here. It's the same second skill. And then the third skill is, Asima cycles. That's one of the nice things about Asima. But this girl, she's got a better leader skill. And then she also has, instead of turn cycling, she has destroy HP and disturb HP recovery. So let's take a look at some matches now. Now that I've just blabbed for like 25 minutes, let's take a look at some matches of first pick Beth in World Arena. First pick Karnal into a Beth Shungpung, which I think is actually a little bit reckless because they could have picked the Diana there. They chose to not pick the Diana, which gave access to Diana. Bans out the Lulu, bans out the Antares, the Fire Lich. This way Diana can cycle and do her thing, all her nonsense. Gets a big resistance there, though. Big resistance, nature's protection, because the fire unit's going to go anyway. Can't really chance Diana getting cut by the fire unit, right? So gets a violent proc there, super huge. Sort of gluttony, which really is not, against the water unit is really not going to do too much anyway. They were just trying to make sure that she couldn't do her, okay, so now as soon as Annabelle gets a turn to move, she is going to do the cleanse, because that cleanse is not, well, actually, does he get the CC here? He does not get the CC here. So she was just going to cleanse after that, and then Beth was going to just do, next time Beth got a turn, she was going to do her skill 2 and wipe everything out. This next one, again, Shungpung Beth into the Fire Bison. Not really the greatest, because that's just saying, like, please pick Diana to me. They don't pick the Diana. That's signifying that they're leaving the Water Mage in. They ban the Diana, right? That Wind Demon. Like, they have 2 counters to the Water Mage, so they're just not going to ban it. So let's see. Gets the Glancings on 2 units, gets a Violent proc, which decreases everyone's attack gauge, increases their cool times, and now it's just game at this point. There's Despair stuns. There's lots of continuous damage on everything. And there's also Nana has 2 stacks on her. Look at that. More CC. There's nothing they can do at this point. Opponent first picks Ciara into a double HP lead. I like how I'm surprised. I'm like looking at it, I'm surprised because I forgot the matches already. So double HP lead, bans out the Nana, bans out the Lulu, which is the Lulu is the biggest source of basically infinite sustain. Didn't really need to ban out the Lulu though, to be honest. Really didn't need that. So now we have the Fire Bison. Fire Bison's going to do Fire Bison things. Does he actually get that CC on the Joker? He does not get the CC on the Joker. Gets some debuffs onto the... Actually misses some bombs. I mean, they have the shield, so that's going to mitigate some of the damage, right? But actually misses some of the bombs, which was pretty savage. So this, I mean, the Fire Bison alone is going to be able to deal with that Juno. It's not really... I don't really consider Juno too much of that, especially with the Destroy HP and then decrease the attack gauge with the Shung Pung, even though Shung Pung has element disadvantage. So now it's just a 4-on-1 situation at this point. And he gonna try to get Juno to solo. He's like, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this happen. Okay, I mean, Juno still heals because we got the Beth in there. Beth is she's gonna actually land those debuffs on the Juno because element advantage. So, but again, this Fire Slayer, we have the extra damage from Beth, and then the Fire Slayer is just going to come in. He's going to keep cycling and reducing the attack gauge of the Juno. So Juno's not going to cycle as much as he would have hoped that she would. Another first pick Beth, man. First pick Beth into Diana. Of course, Diana. Both of those units on the left-hand side, Shung Pung and Karnal are strong. Fire Bison is going to stop and bans Diana anyway. Just like, I don't want to deal with Diana. Let's ban. And then bans out the Light Monkey. Super strong, super OP. But Beth coming in here, and she's going to do, Revenge proc. So Beth is going to come in here. She's going to do some AoE defense break. She's going to do some destroy HP. And then that's going to be enough damage to kill right there. But she comes back from the dead. Gets the debuffs onto. Does she actually? Okay. So then does enough damage to kill the Juno. After that, there's an additional turn. However, this is the nice thing about Bruiser style Beth, right? She can do some damage. He was hoping that Beth was going to be squishy. If Beth was squishy, Beth would have killed more stuff. But Beth was on like a Bruiser style with some pretty decent HP, so was actually able to take a Ciara bomb without completely dying. You can, again, with multi-hit skills, you can do the damage from the additional damage artifact. I mean, she has crit damage as well, but you can do, but it's speed, crit damage, HP, so you can do more damage in additional damage artifacts. You don't have to make her super squishy for like an RTA style build. So this is what I'm talking about when I say you can pivot with this unit. Last match we used her in more of a control cleave, like turn 1 aggressive style of match. This one we're going more turn 2. We see the opponent's going to be the aggressor. They're picking speed leads. They're picking strips and attack gauge decrease and increase cooldowns and a lot of CC. So we're just going to be like, okay, we're comfortable taking turn 2. She's got the 44% HP leader skill. So let's see what we can do with a turn 2. And again, she's fairly tanky, so she can take a few hits. I think the opponent is noticing that. They're like, oh, okay, well, she doesn't seem to be going down so fast. So maybe I'll focus on some of the other units first. Also, this Juno, this is basically a Juno spotlight. Look how much Juno is healing. She's cycling attack gauge. Lulu's not really doing too much of anything right now, but Juno's just going to keep doing some crazy nonsense. So they get the shield there, which is going to mitigate some of the damage. And then, you know, it's a scary team on the opponent's side. You got the Gani Oki combo, which is pretty nasty. You got the Volantis, which is nasty too. And then you have, I mean, Water Striker Diana is very strong against the Water Striker. So I don't really consider that unit too nasty. But we're just using the Diana in pony form the whole time, not even worrying about like cycling into. I think there's a point where there's an opening to actually cycle into human form and snipe something out, if I recall correctly. But yeah, some decent damage onto that. And it's not a crit damage build, it's just a speed, crit rate, HP on that Juno, which is fairly standard for Junos in RTA, just to turn cycle as much as possible. But there you go. And the opponent was like, okay, they're going to take down. I don't know what they thought we were going to take down. I was going to go for the Water Striker there, but and then take down the Volantis after that. But you see, very nice pivoting from a control cleave style of comp into a turn 2 Bruiser style. First 2 picks, Shung Pung and Beth. Not the greatest combination considering they could have just gone for Diana. They went the Wind Monkey and Triana instead of the Diana. Just completely bans out the Beth. I forgot about that part. This actually winds up taking a while because they do resist a lot, if I recall correctly. Yeah. And then they don't get the stun there. Okay. Yeah, but this match just winds up taking... Let's just speed this one up. Because, I mean, they saw Beth as the biggest threat there. There's the HP leader skill. And then also destroy AoE defense breaks. We had AoE defense breaks either way, but destroy HP would have been very strong. And then element advantage over the Juno, over the Josephine, and over the Lulu as well. So they were just going tanky bruiser. Actually, the Annabelle does a lot of work here, because Annabelle just keeps the team from being on a timer, right? And by a timer, I mean, like, eventually, if the opponents just sustain long enough, then and do like little chip damage here and there, they're just gonna out sustain, right? So Annabelle keeps the team healed up. Annabelle's like such a fun unit, really. Annabelle's another one that's pretty flexible. So gets the sleep. Oh my goodness. But yeah, at this point it's just there's not much that they can do. We just have too much control, and then we also have the Annabelle provides some sustain. So I actually like Annabelle, man. I think Annabelle's a great unit. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Beth, super underrated unit, in my opinion. Again, she's probably not going to be the most amazing unit in G3, but most people are not in G3. So I think a lot of people could utilize her more. I'm stealing Childish's words now. A lot of people could utilize her more than they think they do. A lot of people just overlook her. Oh, she's in storage. I'm not really worried too much about her. She's not an RTA unit. But as you can see here, she actually is a unit that you could use in RTA, and she's pretty nice against the typical units. I mean, we did see some Molongs. But she's nice against the units that people take in, like fire and water units with passives to protect themselves against the heavy control teams. Like, for example, Juno, Lulu, Molly, Molong. She's nice against things like that. But anyway, Diana, you gotta watch out for those Dianas. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next one.